What's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I know I sure am. Today we are down at one of the Forest River locations down here behind this plant. I've shot here before, but it's actually a pretty cool place to record. And today I'm going to be taking a tour of the 2026 Shasta Phoenix 336 RL, and they still got the tow truck attached, baby. It's kind of cool to see what it would look like with a nice white truck lined up to it with that nice light and bright exterior. But if you guys aren't familiar with the Phoenix, it is also kind of known as Chaparral. They're going to be sister products, so pretty much the same darn thing outside of a couple little minor changes, you know, along with some different like stickers. Like obviously it won't say Phoenix there. But this is going to be a mid-profile fifth wheel, so you'll notice how it kind of dips down in there. One thing that I thought was pretty cool that not a lot of brands are doing is anytime you see a floor plan by Phoenix or Chaparral with the AC unit, whether it's, you know, 2 ACs or 3 ACs, it'll be 2 in this case, but they each one has the heat pump that's in there, which is nice. Again, it's kind of like that fireplace, helping you keep nice and a roasty and a toasty. They changed up some of the lights up in the front and, you know, shifted around the bedroom a little bit, all of which we'll be getting into in this video. But all the specifications from length to height, tank sizes, and all that will be down in the description, along with a link for Funtown RV if you guys need a little help checking out some locations on that. But once again, 336 RL Phoenix, baby. And when you walk in, I'm a big fan of the decor here got going on. You know, it is light, bright, and beautiful with a little bit of dark mixed in. I even like this. I'm a big light fixture guy. And I think that right there is some pretty darn pinkies up stuff, if I don't say so myself. But you're going to get 2 slides, pretty darn basic for your rear living setup. You got kind of your cooking and entertainment over here, and then you flip it and you got your, you know, your seating and eating slide along with that rear sofa up in the back. Now I'm going to come back and kind of show you everything that is over here, but I had a request that I show, you know, kind of the bathroom and the bedroom first to give people a feel. So that way, you know, if you decide to exit, I suppose you can. Although doing it this style might affect some of your boys' moolah, baby. So if you are leaving early, drop a comment, help me out there. But this is going to be your bedroom. And what I like about this is even though it's a mid-profile RV, which are going to be, in general, you know, not as conducive for like super tall folks. I'm 6 foot, 6'1" with the Skechers on. You got about 6'2", 6'3" here. But even standing all the way up to the closet, I'm still pretty good on head height. So I think that's nice. You got a closet with washer and dryer prep, plenty of room to, you know, hang up all of your clothes. You even got a shelf that's about 2 knuckles deep right there. So that way things won't be rattling and rolling around on you. And then of course, you got the mirrored reflective finish to show off the old bowling gun, baby. Looks like you got yourself what? Would you say king size bed, if I don't say so myself? And you also got a little bit of room here up underneath for all your stuff. Both windows do open up. And one thing that they did change too is they reworked the bathroom a little bit to include this kind of cabinet shelving. So, you know, my wife would love to jam pack that with books. You can also put your CPAP in there. Notice how it's a little bit lower than the bed as well. And you have some cup holders. So that's another thing. Every time I seem to post one, you know, by, you know, the Coachman division in general, is, you know, like the Brookstone was the first one I saw it in, that rear kitchen. Beautiful floor plan, by the way, 374 RK if you want something kind of bigger and completely different. But man, I love the fact that they got cup holders in there because I'm a water guy at night. I always get up and get a glass of water. I actually keep a bedroom cup, basically. Emergency exit, pull, push, and plop. And then, of course, you know, you got your little opening there. 3 pull-out drawers, 4 pull-out drawers. You're ready to rock. You also got a TV backer. You saw that little sneaky storage, and you got a little bit more there as well. But all right, let me go show you the bathroom since it changed over on the disposition there. We'll get to the living room, and then we'll get skedaddling. Right there, you know, you can hang a hoodie on me. Got your control for your heat and AC. And again, I do think it's cool that the ACs, again, have the heat pump on each one of the ACs. I don't know if it's something that people don't talk about or if it's something that's kind of maybe not exclusive to them, but they're the only ones doing it. So the bathroom, one thing that I noticed is going to be the backdrop here. How nice is that? I think that is super cool. It's the same material, you know, as a lot of them. It's kind of the dual split style shower, but man, does that look nice. And the crazy thing is they do such a good job with these little stickers. It's not even textured. It's like, I don't know, it's just cool. I need some of that for like my garage. How nice would that be? Probably 6'3" or so, I would say. And then, you know, I'm going to give this about a 1.7 on the roundy rating. It's probably, you know, 32 by 40. I mean, it's a fairly large shower for me as well. And you also have the Tri-Glide Glass Series to get in and out a little bit easier. You have the on-demand water heater as well with some hooks for your towels. And then a place where maybe you can roll up some dry towels. Like I was at the Hilton. What do they call that place? It's one of the fanciest hotels I've ever been in. I had a hotel room, which, by the way, if you guys have been watching my videos, not a very fancy guy. You know, this is kind of my day-to-day style. I'm more of a hoodies guy. I'm more of a go out and burn a fire, you know, have a good time. I'm not a pinkies up, highfalutin guy, if I don't say so myself. But last night, I got a hotel, and I think it's called Tapestry by Hilton in Elkhart. The place had a living room. My hotel room had a living room with a coffee maker, had a bar top. I didn't go to it, but it had a rooftop bar, all sorts of stuff. And I was like, you know what? Maybe fancy people got it right. All right, so now we're back into the living room. Like I said before, dual opposing slides. But first, your control panel for those slides are going to be located right here. It's one of those easy to understand kind of touch control, manual controls, I'm sorry. And then you also have your water pump, awning light, all your different lights, you know, and then bada bing, bada boom. You got a tank filter there as well. Let me get those exterior lights on for when I go out. But it's also right next to what I would call, you know, the coffee zone, baby. You got your fuse box. You got a couple places for your junk drawer. You know, the stuff that you'll place in there and never see again. Solid surface countertops. Babe, if you're watching, I love you. But then you're also going to have these little J-hooks for coffee cups, which I think is pretty cool. Be where I'd be putting my Keurig. I'd probably be hiding away a couple bottles of Bourbonia, maybe some Lifesavers, you know, something like that. Be a good place for that. Keep your breath clean and have a little fun down at the campground. And then, of course, your paper towel holder. You know, we had, you know, those like door stoppers that you hit, and it's my daughter. That was one of her favorite things to do. Oh, man, missed that little peanut. She was probably about 1.5, and we just used to flick that thing, and she would just lose it. Just absolutely lose her mind. She thought it was the funniest thing ever. All right, so you got your Furrion refrigerator. It's strapped in for travel mode. It's getting ready to head out, you know, somewhere, you know, possibly down to Texas, which, like I said, you know, I'll put that link for Funtown. But, you know, I don't want to get in the way of all of that. But you got freezer on the left, refrigerator on the right. It's going to be a 12-volt refrigerator as well. Right here is going to be your island. But it also serves up as a dinette as well because you got the 4 stools down there, or the 2 stools down there. So I think that's pretty neat. Plus, you got some pretty good storage. I mean, you could fit like a trash can or something like that down there. And you can see you have access to your plumbing as well. Stainless steel undermounted bowl with this little drying doodad right here with the high-rise faucet. Hitting those dishes from all angles. But then you flip it around. I still love that light. I mean, look at that. It kind of reminds me of that Line Rider game. If you guys remember that with that penguin, you draw the line and he does all the flips. So this is a mid-profile, but what's nice about this is it actually has some pretty good slide heights. Like some of the mid-pros will kind of shoot you right in the ear. You know, they're probably about like 5'6", 5'7" for slide height. You know, you can still see you get about 6'1", 6'2" here. So I like that. It's also going to lead you to a little bit of bigger windows. They're all going to be tinted. You got the Dracula shade, baby. Stop the old skin from sizzling. Keep some nosy eyes out. And of course, they all open up with the center 2 being emergency exits, you know, just in case you need it. But they do open up, which is nice. You also have solar as well. So table right here, you got the no knee knockers, baby. It's floating. It's chilling. You're playing some euchre. You're whooping up on Meg and Chris. You're having a good time. Right here, you got your theater seating, which will have 2 different cup holders for you. So that way you can be, you know, each of you guys can have a little drink. And then you got the center portion where, again, you know, you can put some books, you know, some remotes, things of that nature. And then when you sit down, you got a really nice shot of the TV. And then when you go to the left one, you have a direct shot of the TV there. But back over to the island, you can see the stools. You're playing games, you're having coffee, you're getting some work done. You also have a couple outlets too, which I really enjoy. Now moving along, up on this back wall, not only do you continue to have good window coverage, but you also have this trifold sofa. So Thomas Paine collection, you know, it's probably a 7 on the comfortable scale. It's okay. It's nothing that's going to offend you. But, you know, it's not, you're not like sinking into it like your living room sofa, if you know what I'm saying. But you can pull this out. It goes to about right here, and now you're sleeping on a queen bed, which is, I like it. I like it a lot. You also have the counters on either side with the appropriate outlets. And then I like the glass inserts here too for the windows. I think that's pretty fancy looking. Moving along here, you got yourself a JBL soundbar. So I like to see that. You know, we all know JBLs, those things get absolutely bumping. And then to go along with the heat pumps, you also have the fireplace to keep you nice and a roasty and a toasty. And then this is also new for this year, because before the pantry, which actually I don't know if I showed the pantry. Let's go ahead and show that real quick. The pantry used to be right there in this floor plan, if I'm not mistaken. So it's nice to see that they moved that over there. It really opens that up. Man, I love all the countertop space that you get. Storage. You got the 3-top burner to whip up all the fixings, along with enough room, yeah, maybe for like a little Cornish, one of those fancy Cornish hens, but certainly a pizza, no doubt. And then you have a microwave with potato mode. So you got everything that you need there. And then, of course, you know, more outlets for you. But all right, guys, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Again, this is the 2026 Phoenix 331RL. 336RL. Holy crapola, I definitely botched that. 2026 Phoenix 336RL. Another thing that I forgot to mention, too, is they have Azdel on the interior and the exterior. So Azdel is going to be a composite material, and that's what allows you to, basically, in the event that there ever was like a leak or something like that, it's impervious to, you know, soaking in and swelling up. It just doesn't, it helps out with like mildew, you know, mold and things like that that people frequently have, you know, when they don't do their regular maintenance. All right, so right here, up on the front cap, you have a molded fiberglass front cap. They also took a little, you know, Nino, what's up? They took a little part out of the Lambos. Man, that actually is pretty cool looking. Very cool looking right there. And then they also have these ember colored lights, which it's in the middle of the day, so you can't see it, you know, at all really. But let's see if I can make it dark for you. Maybe I turn them off. You can kind of see it like right there. See how it's like kind of glowing? But at night, that thing will shine up like justice there for you. And then you got your awning with your LED lights running underneath. You got your auto leveling. You're also going to be prepped for a 3-camera safety system as well, which I think is nice. So 1 camera here, 1 on the other side, and then 1 heading out the back. And then you have your propane. Plus you also see it's got that aluminum foil right in there. And then, you know, you have all your aluminum frame construction, you know, again, with a couple more outlets as well. The step above steps that flip up into the doorway with your extra large grab handle, and of course your friction hinge for the door as well. And they're using G-rated tires on their dual axles as well. So more information on that will be down in the description. Now right over here, you do have a propane quick connect as well. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, is this hitch detachable for the bumper? I'll have to check into that. All right, so you have a bumper, arguably detachable. It could or could not be. It kind of looks like it might. And then you have a 2-inch receiver on there as well. The ladder is going to be going away, so they're going to be putting on the Lippert on-the-go ladder system. But you do have the backup camera prep here too as well. Let's get another little look down here. Let's see what we got going on. That might be. It'd be pretty cool if it is. All right, and then you can put on slide toppers here on either side. Basically, it's a piece of awning that prevents debris from falling on top of your unit. You know, keeps everything on the up and up for you. And then you got your sewer drain outlet control right here. You got your 50 amp control section right there. You got the back end of the Dometic and the Furrion water heater. So then right over here, yeah, there you go. So that's why that light wasn't showing. So you got your battery disconnect. And then you have your hot and cold water in the form of an outside shower, all your different bypass valves, and then your black tank flush, which is going to be a sprinkler system, you know, for your poop tank. Right over here, you're going to have your other propane. And then I don't want to get underneath here, but you got your controls, you know, your batteries, things of that nature. Weighs 10,377 pounds dry. But all right, guys, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Again, my name is Hunter, and this is the 2026 Phoenix 336RL. See ya. Meow, 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 meow. Rum dum, ba da 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 dum, bum ba da ba da bum, ba da da dum.